This is similar to this response you gave. Winifred says we should please ask you why the FRSC are the only agency issuing driver's license, and why is it only one center in Enugu? Perhaps that's where he is.
No, we have opened 3 more centers.
Or 3 more.
Before it was one. There's another one at Edinburgh. They call it Nwani, Edinburgh at Enugu. I saw it's working now. We have another one at Usuka now. The issue of workstations is the state that determines how many workstations should be in the state. It's not FRSC. FRSC is not the authorizing authority for driver's license and vehicle registry. It's the state. It's under road taxes. We are just working with the state governments on road taxes. It's the statutory responsibility of the state to admit our road taxes. When you pay for a license, you pay to the state. When you pay for a vehicle registration, number plates, you pay to the state, not to FRSC.
You don't get a portion of that?
We get the administrative cost.
By JTB?
True. JTB is the umbrella for all the state chairmen of the Internal Revenue Services. That is where they meet to determine the prices, policies on road taxes, and other allied matters.
So it's not, you don't decide the administrative cost, which is what percentage?
For the license, it's not to the state.
Babajide David says the FRSC Mowe office is a slaughterhouse for collecting money from road users. He said his car was impounded in Mowe office for seatbelt while assisting a passenger in his car. He paid 7,000.
Again, if you're a passenger and you...
There are 2 things he said there. It's a slaughterhouse for collecting money from road users.
I agree. I will note it, and when I leave here, we take action. But a passenger interfering in the statutory responsibility of a regular marshal, that is obstructing marshals on duty, we get a citation. We get a citation. Supposed to keep quiet. The business is with the driver. So again, if the driver is using the seatbelt and the passenger in front is not using seatbelt, there's an infraction. And at the back too, if the passengers are not using seatbelt, it's an infraction. You see, we just need to continue to sustain the level of advocacy, enlightenment.
But your men only catch
have we started implementing that? Sorry, John, the back seatbelt.
Advisory, but it's an offense.
Now.
It is an offense, but it's still advisory. It's an offense. The law is very clear.
The law is very clear, but I mean, the law also has to take into cognizance the current realities. I mean, are we only implementing this for private car users? Are we using it for public transport owners? Where exactly was the law referring to? This is very important because, you know, if an FRSC marshal decides to deal with you and says you're sitting at the back, you're not wearing your seatbelt, what do you say then when you know that that is not something that is commonly practiced or something has been?
You know, I mentioned the 4-point approach. Yeah. Persuasion, education, subtle force, and enforcement. It's advisory. You're advised, fasten your seatbelts at the rear seat for now. But the front seat, it is compulsory. It's a phased approach in implementation. Nobody today have ever said that it was given a citation for not wearing the rear seat belt. Let the members of the public judge on that. But if you interfere in the course of enforcement of the statutory responsibility of the car, you will get a citation.
What do you consider an interference? If I ask questions.
If you are the passenger and I'm talking to you, sir, you have committed this offense. You didn't fasten your seat belt. You are using forward driving, and she interferes now. And be telling you not to listen to me. She's obstructing me from doing my work. She will get a citation.
Or what if she says, officer, but oh please, temperature.
He
was about to wear his seatbelt.
You have no business. You keep quiet.
Even if it's her brother.
You say, I'm dealing with you. I have business with you. You are the driver, not with her.
Okay, the driver in this case. What if it's with the passenger?
The passengers too, we do prosecute passengers for interfering. Even
can the driver ask?
She's a passenger in the car.
People need to know if their relatives are driving. For instance, your mother in the car, your son is driving, and you say the commercial is talking to the son who's driving. You say the mother cannot interfere. I mean, we're looking at very impossible situations.
An infraction, an offense has been committed. the driver.
Or it's about to be established that it was committed.
Suspected to have been. The man was using forward driving, he didn't fasten his seatbelt, or is on the fast lane, or speed violation, or wrongful overtaking. You know, different offenses like that is the driver, not the passenger. The law does not recognize whether we are the father or the mother, or the uncle, or, you know, that is
African. The lawyer.
That is African
What
mentality.
if you are the lawyer?
The law has no business. The first contact is the driver, and the fraction has been established. You didn't fasten your seatbelt. Let's get it right. See, let's remove all this African and Nigerian mentality from all this and get it right when it comes to enforcement. Enforcement is you have committed a road traffic offense, you get a citation. Okay. Two options: you go to court or you pay the fine.
You've talked about wrongful overtaking. I think I heard it more than 2-3 times. Could you say again?
Wrongful overtaking.
Yeah, in terms of what it is.
Okay, wrongful overtaking. If you're on a single road, and you have the broken lines, you have the unbroken lines, you overtake by a curve, a bend, that's wrongful overtaking. Even I can go further than that, I can say dangerous overtaking, because that means you get what? You get a citation. Wrongful overtaking is, you're not supposed to overtake where it's unlawful. And dangerous overtaking is the bends.
Do you encourage states to put up some of these signs, road signs?
We're talking about road furniture.
Yeah.
The minister gave his word yesterday that the road furniture will be on all the recently rehabilitated roads. At the last National Council on Works in Benin, in Nassau, one of the resolutions was that all the states should endeavor to put appropriate road furniture. That is something we are having problem on the highway now. We are traveling, we are lost. You don't know where you are, how many kilometers you have covered, how many remaining. The kilo post is not there. The warning signs, the directional signs, informative signs are missing. So sometimes you need to park and ask the villagers, please, so, but the minister and the states, they've promised to do this. And we are saying that this should be part of the cost of rehabilitation on new construction.
All right, I've got Dan Lami Omar. I think he says you should note that, please, there's overloading on Gusau, Sokoto, Katsina, and Kebbi roads. I don't know, maybe just bringing it to our attention.
Yeah, well, I thank him for that. And that is one axis we are recording high fatalities in crashes now, and due to overloading. I just finished strategy session with the zonal commanding officers, and I assure the public before the end of the year, you see a lot of improvement. In respect of this, overloading is a key problem we're having on the highways, and we do everything possible to arrest this trend.
Okay, let me bring this up, guys, just one, before we wrap up. I mean, there are too many questions.
Right.
Egwando, he's talking about auto registration issues and FRSC. He says his car registered in Lagos isn't still in FRSC data bank. It's a big issue. He says his car has been registered for over 4 years now. What's happened to that?
Well, we've just finished our discussion with Lagos State government. You know, I think about 8 years ago, Lagos State started producing number plates for on its own. And because of that, the database of Lagos records was not part of the national records. But we've just concluded that transferring the data now. I think before the end of this month, we'll have completed it. And let me give it to Lagos State. They're doing well in terms of vehicle registration.
Okay.
And that is what we want to use for the flying tickets too.
Oh, the flying tickets.
And I hope I will not arrest you one of these days.
Well, you
Or I
won't.
send a citation to you at home.
You won't. You'll have to try very hard at that, because I wouldn't want to be caught on the wrong side of the law. Well, Boboye Oyeyemi is the Court Marshal and Chief Executive Officer of the Federal Road Safety Corps. Thank you for coming on this morning.
Thank you.
We're back in just a moment. Join us again.